You'll have to bear with me for a while. This is my first video. Due to popular request, I am going to demonstrate some of my recipes. The first one I'm going to try is cinnamon rolls. These usually get demolished every time I bring them to a potluck or some other social gathering, so probably a safe bet. The first thing we got to do is get the yeast started. Get a quarter cup of water and 1 package of yeast. Now, since I bake so much that packages are not economical, I buy yeast by the bottle. So the conversion is 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast per packet, and we need 1 packet in here. Okay, so we're gonna get it nice and mixed up. Might take a while to do that, and just let it sit after you get it started. Then you have to get 1 cup of milk. I'm going to kneel down here since I'll need to measure it properly, and you scald it. Now, due to logistical reasons, I can't have the stove nearby, so I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. While that's heating up, I'll just put the yeast away. Okay, in a large bowl, you need 1 teaspoon of salt. Put it in the big bowl. 1/4 cup of shortening. And you know, this stuff's really hard to get off of this measuring cup after you're done with it. Okay. There's that. And 1/3 cup sugar. And put it in here. Okay, looks like we're going to have to fast forward for a few minutes while the milk heats up. I'll be back. Ooh, hot milk. Alright, and what we need to do is just put it in here with the sugar and salt and the shortening. Get all in there. What we need to do is dissolve the sugar and salt and melt the shortening. Just keep stirring this, and I sense another fast forward coming up. What you need to do is just keep stirring it until it melts. The shortening melts. It takes a while. Could take as long as 5 minutes. But it's well worth it. Okay, it's nice and melted now. And to this, you add 1 egg and the yeast. Okay. And 4 cups of flour. Add half the flour at first. And you can just eyeball this. Just stir it up. Okay. Then just keep putting it in a little at a time. I'm sorry if my dialogue is a little chopped. I don't spend much time in front of a camera. Okay, now it's starting to get hard. I have to use my hands. Work the rest of this flour in here. I normally use a KitchenAid to do this, but it's really hard to talk over a mixer. So I'm doing it by hand. Keep going until all the flour's incorporated into the dough. We are there. Let me get the cutting board really quick. And here we go. And what you'll need to do is knead this for 10 minutes or until the dough is smooth and elastic. I'm going to fast forward this instead of you seeing me do awkward things for 10 minutes. We'll just go forward in time. I know. A lot of fast forwarding in this. 10 minutes and 2 hand washings later, I'm done. And now to let the dough rise, just put it back in this bowl. First, spray it with nonstick spray. Otherwise you'll regret it later. Put the dough in, a little bit more on top, and just cover it. It's fairly humid today, so I don't need to wet the rag. But if it's really dry, like during the summer, I usually wet the rag. So just let it sit here for 1.5 hours or until it doubles in size. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our doubling in size. Okay, before we work with this, we have to prepare the pan that we're going to bake this in. Now, sometimes I use one big pan, sometimes I use the 9-inch round pans. You can do whatever suits you best. Put it in foil. This will make cleanup a lot easier. Then some more cooking spray. And set this aside. We're ready to start playing with the dough. What you do, just get flour on both sides. And roll it out. Now I have a big cutting board here. Pretty big, at least. So I can do it all at once. Now, if you don't have something this big or prefer to work with smaller batches, just go ahead and break it into two tries. Not a problem there. Just roll it out into a rectangular shape. You know, why do they have handles? I usually don't use handles on these things. I'm sure if you had one of those ones that were this big, I would use the handles, but I don't know. Maybe it's all that time in college using the soup can for a rolling pin because I couldn't afford to buy one.